What's going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar and welcome back to the WBE. This is going to be the week 2 team builder. I'm going to try to put this at the beginning of the battle, so this should be the battle right after this, but I wanted to jump in, give you guys the team builder beforehand. There will be a timestamp down in the description to let you guys know when the battle starts. If you don't want to watch it, if you do want to watch it, thank you very much. If this doesn't go in before the battle and it goes up the day before, then that just means that I wanted to upload it because last week's team builder did pretty well. Who knows? But anyway, so here's the whole thing. I want to do some housekeeping. If you did not watch last week's battle, go watch it. Phenomenal battle, because I'm going to be spoiling the result in 3, 2, 1. We lost. We lost due to some very unfortunate circumstances, a very, very poor turn of events at the end of the battle. But you know what? It is what it is. Still had a blast battling Uzi. It was a great battle, and I'm super excited for future games with him. However, it also gave me a lot of hope because I played well with my team. I did what I knew I needed to do, and I'm super happy. So this week we are playing Dan, aDrive, the commissioner of the league, and I have something very, very special this week that you will see here in just a couple minutes, but I want to give a big shout out to my buddy aaron2420. Okay, if you guys do not know who he is the one that helps me with literally everything behind the scenes, with getting my Switch set up, being able to get mons, being able to do pretty much anything. He helps me out with it, and he did something absolutely phenomenal, and he is showing me how to do it, and I'm able to do this because of him. And whenever I get to it, I will tell you guys exactly what it is, but it's absolutely amazing. Please go check out his link down in the description below. He's sitting at around 600 subs. I would love it if we can get him up to 1,000 subs because he deserves it for how much he does and how smart he is. So please go check out his link down in the description below. It'll be the literal first line of the description. Please go follow him. But first, let's talk about this team. So we're playing Dan, aka aDrive, founder of the league, and his team is very interesting. His team is very, very interesting, and in my opinion, I think this is probably one of the hardest matchups I've ever seen for somebody against me. Reason being, as you can see on his team, he does not have a single ghost resist. He does not have a normal type, and he does not have a dark type, meaning he has no reliable switch in into ghost spam, which is phenomenal for me, and that's how I'm going to build my entire team going into this. I'm going to try to build the entire team to take advantage of ghost spam. Big threats versus me. I expect the top 6. Honestly, I think the first 5 are the most probable ones to come. Bottom 4, meh. I could see Pincurchin. I could see Vanillux if he wanted to run like Choice Scarfed to be able to outspeed my Dragapult, but aside from that, I don't really see much of a difference. I definitely think the top 6 are what he's going to bring. Flapple is really, really strong versus me, and when I say really strong, I mean really, really strong versus me, so it's very, very good. Hatterene, second week in a row facing Hatterene. I think Dan will bring it this time. I think it has a pretty good matchup versus me. Duraludon, I think, is pretty scary just because it can actually live a decent amount of hits if he runs an Assault Vest set. Chandelure, I can see him being Scarfed to be able to outspeed my Dragapult. I could also see him being like a subset, potentially, but I think Scarf just makes more sense. Hitmonchan, I'm expecting to be an AV set to be able to take hits from my Dragapult, to be able to take hits from all of my special attackers, my Heliolisk, my Lapras, my even my Sylveon, I can take a hit from it, and my special Dragapult. I think AV Hitmonchan definitely comes this week, and yeah. So, I just realized that I'm going to have to move the EV spread here in a little bit, but it's okay. It is what it is. Yeah, Rhydon comes because it's going to be one of his rockers, if not his only rocker this game. Bottom 4, I don't really feel the need to talk about because it doesn't really have the best matchup versus me. But yeah, so my lead off with this game is going to be my Focus Sash Roserade. I'll talk about the EVs first, then I'll talk about the moves. EVs, I have enough speed to be able to outspeed max speed Duraludon, which is really clutch, meaning that I can always get a hit off on it, weaken it a little bit, put it in range of my Dragapult, which you will see is my next mon. Always put it in range of my Dragapult with a Dazzling Gleam, which I do have. and then I'll be able to go from there. But the big thing that I need this thing for is I have Toxic Spikes. Toxic Spikes are the biggest asset to this entire team. Here's why. As I said, I'm going with Ghost Spam. He has one hazard remover, and that is Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan, I feel as though, is a suboptimal hazard remover versus me, just because it can never reliably rapid spin because I do have 2 ghost types and not 1. Because of that, I'm going to try to go along with a Hex Spam type strategy with both my Drifblim and my Dragapult. So Toxic Spikes are crucial for this game. It's absolutely necessary, and if I get up 1 layer of Toxic Spikes, my Dragapult will go in, and I'm super excited for it. I do have the Focus Sash, which is there just so I can guarantee get up 1 layer of Toxic Spikes. If he leads off with Hitmonchan, I do have to be careful to make sure that he doesn't knock me down to Sash and then spin in my face. More than likely what I'll do, if he does knock me down to Sash, I'll switch into one of my ghost types to try to absorb the spin so that he can't break my Sash and get rid of the T-Spike at the same time. So that is that. Next up we have, and this is where the amazing thing for my friend AARon2420 comes in. We have Dragapult. I'm so excited for this. Look how sexy this is. Look how amazing this Dragapult looks. So this is a legitimately bred Dragapult. It is not shiny. It is not anything. It is, I mean, I think this one is shiny. I think I took my shiny one. So I legitimately bred this. The only thing is I just have something on my Switch that makes the colors change. That's it. It's super simple. Super simple, super amazing. I love the way this thing looks, and I'm super excited to be using it. It is my team, like, my colors are black and red. My entire room is black and red, so this is just so freaking cool. I love it. Super excited to use it. Let's talk about what it is. So, my Dragapult this week is going to be probably the biggest win con I think I've ever brought to any game. As you can see from the speed, I have enough speed to outspeed +1 Flapple if he gets up a Dragon Dance. I have enough special attack investment to be able to guarantee 2-shot or 1-shot literally everything on his entire team with Hex after they're poisoned. I have enough attack investment with Sucker Punch to be able to KO Chandelure after Stealth Rocks plus a round of poison, and then I have the rest into HP and defense. HP and defense is there just for bulk. The main things that matter are the attack, special attack, and speed. Super clutch. Expert Belt is huge because as you're going to see with the moves here, let me take my Chrome. I have Hex, Draco Meteor, Sucker Punch, and U-Turn. Draco Meteor is able to guaranteed 1-shot Flapple if it's G-maxed and if it's set up. So I can outspeed it and I can OHKO it if it's already set up, which is huge. I'm super happy with this. I hope that this red Dragapult puts in so much work this week. I'm super excited for it. But as I said, Hex Spam is what I'm going for this week. If you look at his team, everything gets 2-shot, including Assault Vest users. It's crazy. I'm super excited for it. So then the next member of the team is going to be my... It's going to be this. My Drifblim. So let's talk about these EVs. The item on this... Trick summary. Is the Kasib Berry. Now, the Kasib Berry is... I know you guys just saw the team as well, but it's okay. The Kasib Berry is the Ghost Reducing Berry, which means that I can take a hit from both Hatterene and Chandelure. I might change this to Colbur before the battle. I'm not 100% sure yet. It is possible. But with the HP and Spidef EVs, I guarantee take a Shadow Ball through the Kasib Berry along with a Flamethrower afterwards. With the special attack EVs, I guaranteed 2-shot the vast majority of his team or 1-shot the vast majority of his team with Hex. With the defense EVs and the HP EVs, I guarantee take 1 Adamant Rock Slide after without Stealth Rocks being up from Rhydon. I think even with Stealth Rocks up, it's a roll. And then with the speed, I have enough speed to be able to guaranteed outspeed Choice Scarf Chandelure. So every EV on this thing does something important. Outspeeding Choice Scarf Chandelure means that I can take a Shadow Ball. I can Calm Mind up, which as you can see from here, I do have Calm Mind, meaning that once I Calm Mind, I'm able to take a hit afterwards with Flamethrower, or Shadow Ball after that for that matter. I can Hex him, I will have my Cassie Berry, and something that's really, really interesting about this, let's say I kill the Chandelure right off the bat. Then my opponent goes into something like, say, Flapple, right? I can actually Baton Pass my Calm Mind into anything on my entire team. And that's phenomenal, because my opponent's team is very, very specially based. His only physical attackers are Flapple, Hitmonchan, Rhydon. That's his only real physical attackers. Like Pincurchin can be, but it's not that offensive. So if I'm able to Baton Pass a Calm Mind off to literally anything on my entire team, it is phenomenal for me. So very, 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 very useful. I like it a lot. I think this Pokemon has potential to sweep just as much as Dragapult does, depending on what my opponent brings, and depending on if I get my Cassie Berry popped. If he doesn't bring Chandelure and I don't get my Cassie Berry popped, I'm going to be in a bad spot with this thing, but it can still do a lot of work as being a switch into Hitmonchan, as well as being able to break. So, next, we have my Lapras, my G-Max Lapras, with the Light Clay, of course. And then we also have the Water Absorbability to be able to take on the Inteleon. That is the main goal of it. The Inteleon is a kind of a big threat, so if I'm able to take it pretty well, it's pretty nice. The EVs on this thing are, they're important. So, with the HP and the Spadef EVs, I guaranteed take 2 Thunderbolts from Modest Duraludon. With the special attack EVs, I guaranteed 2-shot the Duraludon with Ice Beam. With the attack EVs, I guaranteed 2-shot after Poison the Hatterene with Iron Head. And I also guaranteed 1-shot after Life Orb plus Poison damage plus Stealth Rocks. Guaranteed 1-shot Flapple with an Ice Shard. And then the rest goes into HP because I had 12 left over. Phenomenal. Everything on this set does something amazing. Super happy with it. And then I think I mentioned most of the moves. I have Surf, Ice Beam, Ice Shard, Iron Head. Iron Head is there just for Hat. Ice Shard is there just for Flapple. Ice Beam and Surf are there as dual stab to be able to pressure the rest of my opponent's team. Very, very, very reliable Pokemon this game, and I'm super happy with it. So next up, we have my Steelix. My Steelix is going to be holding the leftovers this week to be able to hopefully give it a little bit of longevity. I'm also going to have Sturdy, and then the EVs on this thing are pretty important as well. I have enough defense EVs to be able to take... Okay, here's the scenario. Flapple kills something, right? Let's say it kills my Dragapult with Sucker Punch. I can then go into my Steelix. I can tank a G-Max Sweetness, Tartness, whatever the hell it is. Whatever the grass move is. I can tank it, go for an Iron Defense, tank another one... And I can stall out all 3 turns of Flapple's G-Max moves with just my Steelix, and being able to get up just 1 Iron Defense, I can either get off a Body Press with it and do about 60%, or I can get up my Stealth Rocks, ensuring that I kill pretty much everything else with just Hex. That is all that the defense EVs do, and I threw the rest into Spadef to make it a little bit bulkier for things like the Duraludon and the Hatterene. And of course, the moves this week are going to be Stealth Rock, Iron Head, Body Press, Iron Defense to boost Body Press. Iron Head is there just to be able to hit Hatterene. And then Stealth Rock is there because it's really good versus my opponent's team. And then, last but not least, another big shout out to my boy Aaron2420 for this. Look at Sirfetchd. Look at Sirfetchd. He looks so derpy and so funny, and I love it. Absolutely love it. I'm going to be holding the Assault Vest this week because, as I said, my opponent's team is very, very, very specially based, meaning that I'm going to be able to tank a bunch of hits from my opponent's team. And the only thing that is physical that I don't actually outspeed with one of my coverage moves is the Hitmonchan, but we'll get to that here in a minute. The EVs on this Pokemon are super, 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 super cool. I have enough speed for, like, a fat AV Hitmonchan, which is really cool. The rest into Spadef and then max attack Adamant, just to hit as hard as possible. I have the Scrappy ability because my opponent does have a Ghost type that I would like to be able to hit with Close Combat. And as you can see, I'm running Close Combat, Poison Jab, First Impression, and Meteor Assault. So, everything on his entire team gets hit by Close Combat. Everything. Aside from Hatterene. And Hatterene does not want to take Poison Jabs or First Impressions. And as you could see by the team, like, Steelix switches in pretty well to Hatterene. Lapras switches in pretty well to Hatterene. My My Drifblim switches in pretty well to Hatterene, so I'm able to switch into that pretty well. And I can even take a hit from Hatterene with the Assault Vest on this Pokemon, and I can hit it up with the Poison Jab. I have First Impression to do a ton of damage, which makes me super, super happy. And then Poison Jab just does a lot of damage to it. So the only reason why I have Meteor Assault is because I don't need another coverage move. And there might come a time where I need to hit something really, 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 really hard to get the KO, or I might need a clutch thumbnail. So I really, really liked Meteor Assault because, one, it did a lot more damage to Rhydon, as well as guaranteed KOing Flapple through Dynamax if it doesn't have a lot of bulk. Also, the Steelix calcs, they were calking it Adamant Life Orbed, so I can tank kids pretty well with that thing. This does so much damage versus my opponent's entire team. As long as I weaken things, First Impression can sweep, and I also do have Ice Shard and Sucker Punch. I have 3 forms of priority, all of which my opponent is pretty weak to. So that is going to be the team that I'm bringing this week. Again, big shout outs to my buddy AARon2420. His links will be down in the description below. Please go check him out. Give him the love he deserves for helping me out with this. But with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.